Let's just take the case of Hitler, about which I know something. I've studied it. They say Hitler had genocidal intentions from 1919. If you look at the original program of the National Socialist Party, clearly Hitler entertained genocidal intentions. It's said. I'm not saying that's necessarily true, but I'm just saying it's argued. So Hitler comes to power in 1933 in the election, or early 34. Now my memory slipped me. 33 or 34. The Nazi extermination of the Jews doesn't begin until 1940-41. There are all sorts of debates about. Usually it's dated from the invasion of the Soviet Union, Operation Barbarossa, in 1941. The Nazi extermination. So you ask yourself a question. If Benny Morris were correct, then why didn't Hitler begin the extermination right when he came into power? So they say he had genocidal intentions because obviously there are constraints imposed by the international system. So, for example, it's quite clear that it would have been impossible for Hitler to carry out the extermination had there not been a world war, that he needed a cover of war in order to carry out the extermination. And formally, as you know, it was, I'm not saying de facto nobody knew, but formally it was a secret. It was carried out. There's all this debate about whether Hitler ever issued a formal order for the final solution. And so even Hitler, he was cautious about how to execute the final solution. And he had the backdrop of a war in order to do it. Still no official order. And if you read his pronouncements, there's no actual pronouncement. Like he'll say something like, the Jews thought that I was joking in 1939. Well, now they know I'm not. He had made a famous statement that he would get the last laugh. He said, well, now they know that I'm not, now they'll know I'm not joking. So there were these vague allusions, vague allusions to what was happening, but still there was a lot of caution. What one can say in the case of Gaza is, given the constraints, it's extraordinary how far they've gone.